For though they may be parted, there is still a chance that they will see. There will be an answer. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Yeah, let it be. There will be an answer. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Yeah, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom. Let it be. When the night is cloudy, there's still a light that shines on me. Shine until tomorrow, let it be. I wake up to the sound of music. Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Yeah, let it be. There will be an answer. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Yeah, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom. Let it be.
Good morning. Good morning. I love it when WAGs really work very well. Welcome to the Umpqua Unitarian Universalist Congregation. Happy Mother's Day. I am Glennis Peterson, your service leader today. I want to extend a special welcome to those of you who are visitors. I'm so glad you're here. Please consider staying after the service for coffee and conversation so we can all get to know each other better. I also wish to welcome those of you watching us from home. Thank you for joining us. And a big thank you to our greeters, Al and Mary Herring. Our speaker today is Shawnee. Now, if you haven't done so already, in order to avoid embarrassment and everybody turning around to look at you, please silence your phone. Now, we do have a number of announcements, and I think from the start, we'll start with John Worm. Come on up.
It's nice when people know my last name. No, I'm John Worm, and I'm announcing next Saturday we're going to have a big yard sale here at the church, so if you have something you wish to bring, it's going to be from 8 to 2 o'clock, and we're going to be here at 7 to set up and kind of get things going. And I'm one of those that watch the weather every 8 hours. I'm on the internet checking the weather, and it's actually supposed to be, now we know this is Oregon, but it's supposed to be like 72 and sunny, so we're hoping that stands that way. But everyone have a beautiful day, and if you have something, I'm lucky. I live with a mother-in-law that has 4 sheds to the ceiling. So every Christmas we buy a new shed. Well, I'm really honored that she's going to we're going to go through things and get rid of some stuff. So it's going to be kind of interesting. So thank you.
Thank you, John. And now, JC.
I bring you an invitation to the Fish celebration of their 50 years, We were there in the very beginning. We were one of the 6 churches that got fish started. So feel free to go. You will be honored. So I'm going to put this back there. It says here the 14th day of May. So out at Fish, they're going to have an open house. And if you've never been out there, go see about it. It's really a worthy thing, and I'm really proud that we were some of the beginners.
Thank you, and last but not least at all would be Diana Wales. Come on up.
Hi, I've been asked to give a little plug for the pledge drive, and good news is we're about a third of the way there toward the goal. Bad news is we're 2/3 left to go. I've been a pledging member of this church for a very, very long time, and I was thinking this morning about kind of why I continue to be. I don't make it to church every Sunday, and sometimes when I'm here, the service blows me out of the water, and sometimes I'm kind of hum-ho. But what I always find, like via Facebook or chatting with other people, is when I miss a Sunday, it's meant a huge amount to somebody else. It spoke to them. And the same thing happens, like as I may be leaving a Sunday, when I've been I'll hear somebody say, that was just what I needed to hear today. And kind of the same thing with our RE program for kids. I don't have kids in the program, but it means a lot to the parents and kids who are. And some of the other offerings, I'm not a part of everything, but it is vital to me and to this community that this church exists and thrive, and it does so through the hard work of a lot of people, but also for those of us who aren't as hardworking as we might be, through our pledges. And so I kicked mine up a little bit this year. And because I'm not here every Sunday, I also take advantage of something my credit union does where you can have the automatic withdrawal happen from your account. And so I urge you to make a pledge, up your pledge, and look and see if you have a financial institution that offers that. Because I love that when I see, oh, thank heavens, I didn't forget to, do my pledge this month. It happened for me. So support the church. It's vital for all of us.
Thank you very much. Now, too many people in our community suffer from hunger, illness, or homelessness. To help, we join with several Roseburg churches in support of the fish pantry that we just mentioned just a few minutes ago. We will now collect your food and money donations for fish, so I invite those of you who are young at heart to handle the baskets and take them around for the fish donations. On behalf of the hungry people in our county, I thank you very much. Now, as I light the chalice this morning, remember she who gave you love, life, and your earliest experiences of love. Mothers in society are the first lamas, or gurus of compassion. Our spiritual lamas come later in life. Our mothers teach us the power and value of compassion right from our birth. Words from His Holiness, the Dalai Lama. Please stand as you are able to sing our first hymn, Love and Love Alone. The words are on an insert in your order of service, and I do believe they might be behind me too.
So I invite you to join in as you find the melody, especially on the chorus, which repeats the same thing pretty much over and over. It's a very simple message. That's all I've known. Love and love alone. That's it. Love and love alone. That's all I've known. In the beginning, in the middle, and to the end unknown. Love and love alone. Love and love alone. That's all I've known. Someone is calling me.
I think it's my soul.
Open the door. Answer the call of love, 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 and love alone. Love and love alone. That's all I've known. Love and love alone. Love and love alone. That's all I've known. Love and love alone. Love and love alone. That's all I've known. Love and love alone.
Thank you so much. And now we don't have any children, but we do have a lot of young at heart here today. So our story from all ages. I really have to stand back from this thing now. Sorry. Go ahead, Sean. We're ready.
How many of you grew up with this book? It's called The Runaway Bunny by Margaret Wise Brown. This was my absolute favorite children's book growing up. And it became even more of my favorite when I started teaching kids. It's a wonderful, wonderful parable of the mother's love. Jake, we got a little bit of a high-pitched feedback coming on this mic. I wonder if you have a handle on that. Just bring it down a little bit, I think. Is that a better volume? I get excited and then maybe I come across a little too strong. Anyway, Little Runaway Bunny by Margaret Wise Brown. Pictures, wonderful pictures by Clement Hurd. And if any of you grew up with this book back in the really early days of its existence, I think it was published in 30s, 40s, 1942. Clement Hurd actually redid the illustrations. Once there was a little bunny who wanted to run away. So he said to his mother, "I am running away." "If you run away," said his mother, "I will run after you, for you are my little bunny." And there he is, running away. And she's running after him, of course. "If you run after me," said the little bunny, "I will become a fish in a trout stream, and I will swim away from you." "If you become a fish in a trout stream," said his mother, "I will become a fisherman, and I will fish for you." Isn't that sweet? You see the carrot she's using as bait. "If you become a fisherman," said the little bunny, "I will become a rock on the mountain high above you." "If you become a rock on the mountain high above me," said his mother, "I will be a mountain climber, and I will climb to where you are." I don't know if you can see. "If you become a mountain climber," said the little bunny, "I will be a crocus in a hidden garden." "If you become a crocus in a hidden garden," said his mother, "I will be a gardener, and I will find you." Can you spot the little bunny? "If you are a gardener and find me," said the little bunny, "I will be a bird and fly away from you." "If you become a bird and fly away from me," said his mother, "I will be a tree that you come home to." "If you become a tree," said the little bunny, "I will become a little sailboat, and I will sail away from you." "If you become a sailboat and sail away from me," said his mother, "I will become the wind and blow you where I want you to go." "If you become the wind and blow me," said the little bunny, "I will join a circus and fly away on a flying trapeze." "If you go flying on a flying trapeze," said his mother, "I will be a tightrope walker, and I will walk across the air to you." Yes. Color comes in much better that way. "If you become a tightrope walker and walk across the air," said the bunny, "I will become a little boy and run into a house." "If you become a little boy and run into a house," said the mother bunny, "I will become your mother and catch you in my arms and hug you." "Shucks," said the little bunny, "I might just as well stay where I am and be your little bunny." And so he did. "Have a carrot," said the mother bunny. I believe there's one more. "Have a carrot," said the mother bunny. Isn't that the sweetest story? Thank you, Margaret Wise Brown.
Now is the time in our service when we remember our joys and concerns with silent or spoken candle lighting regarding the significant milestones in our lives. I invite those of you who wish to light a candle, starting with those on my right, to come up one at a time. For those with spoken candles, give your name and please be brief. Your remarks will not be live streamed, but for those of you at home, this is an opportunity for you to light a candle for whatever is in your heart today. The offering is a sacrament of the Free Church. We are supported by the voluntary generosity of all who join us. The offering will now be given and received in grateful appreciation of our shared hopes and values. For the gifts we have received, may we be truly grateful. May we be committed to using these gifts to make a difference in the world and to expand our beloved community. I just want to take a minute and introduce Sean here, in case you don't know him. Sean was brought up in a Quaker family that instilled in him the need and desire to make a positive difference in the world. He has practiced and taught meditation for many years. His love of children led him to teaching elementary school. He enjoys writing songs, singing and performing, and teaching music to all ages. And right now, he will treat us to an anthem.
This song actually came to me in a dream early one morning. It's one of those dreams that wake you up and say, this is a message you need to pay attention to. And I'll read you some of the words. You call me your child. You call me your brother. You call me your dear. You call me your own. You call me your friend. You call me beloved. You call me soul. You call me home. I'll read some more of the words later on, and it's part of our message. I want you to hear how they go with the music also. You call me your child. You call me your brother. Call me your dear, you call me your own. You call me your friend, you call me beloved. You call me soul, you call me home. You're in everyone, you're in everyone, you're one and you're no one. You stand like a king, you're servant of all. You're stern like a dad and tender as a mother. You call me wait, you eagerly call. You shine like the sun, you're cleverly hidden. You rise above skies, you're lower than all. You shine like the sun, you're cleverly hidden. You rise above skies, you're lower than all. You hold the whole world, you're in every atom. You're always silent, you always call. You care like a mom, you watch like an angel. You offer me help whenever I fall. You show me the way, you let me discover. When I feel lost, you hear my call. You call me your child, you call me your brother. Call me your dear, you call me your own. You call me your friend, you call me beloved. You call me soul, you call me home. You call me soul, you call me home. So, as you can see, that song was not something that could just easily be ignored. Oh, I'd like to roll over and go back to sleep. I didn't go back to sleep that night. I got up, and after the song kept just sort of humming in my head, I like, okay, I'm going to have to write this down. Obviously, this is a keeper. And, you know, the rest of the words continued to sort of develop, and the tune was right there. It was one of those gifts. And it was a message that was very deeply, personally meaningful to me. Because, and it's perfectly in tune with the theme of our talk today, which the story, The Little Runaway Bunny, very beautifully, illustrates for us. I'd like to tell you about I'll come back to the song because there's some beautiful words there I want to explore further. But I want to tell you another little story, the little runaway Shawnee. How many of you ever tried to run away from home? Come on, don't be bashful. How far did you get? Some of us went a little further, and some of us are still running. But I was, I believe, in kindergarten when I was mad at my mom, and so was my younger sister. We got into a lot of trouble together. I believe my sister Ann and my mom and my other sister Lisa and maybe my other sister Bon are watching on our YouTube stream. Hi, Mom. So at any rate, Ann and I decided we were going to run away from home, and we packed our peanut butter sandwich or whatever we could find to sustain our long journey, and we actually walked several miles, and I don't know if we had any idea where we were headed, but we were just heading out on our own, asserting our independence, and I don't even remember very clearly all the details of what happened back home when my mom figured out that we were gone, was looking all over and worrying like crazy. I'm really sorry, Mom. But at any rate, we did make it back home after traveling several miles down the road and realizing that, maybe we should have at least packed something to drink. And I think we maybe even had $1 or something with us. Made it as far as the nearest grocery store, which is out in the country, at least 2 or 3 miles. Just a little. Anyway, that's the main thing, is that I did get back home, and like the prodigal child, I probably faced a little reprimand, maybe even a spanking. I don't know. But my mother hugged me in her arms and accepted me and let me know that I was indeed her little runaway Shawnee. And she maybe even fed me a carrot. So coming back to this song, our opening quote from the Dalai Lama, that our mothers are our first teachers, our first spiritual guides. They're our universe, really. From the moment of our conception, the child is growing in the womb of the mother. The body is formed from the atoms and molecules that are supplied by the mother through the umbilical cord. And this whole miraculous process is certainly evidence that there's some intelligent power working in this universe to be able to make a body inside another body. That's, really just mind-boggling. And the love and care that we receive from our mother during that time of gestation is one of the mysteries that we will never really understand, I think. But then comes the big journey where we have to go out into the wild world and discover what it means to be separate from that nurturing womb. And we still look up to our mother. She's still our world. And I was fortunate to be nursed by my mother and held in her arms. And all of us, who knew our mother as we were growing up, not everyone has that great privilege. As we heard a few weeks ago, the trauma of separation from the mother, who is nature's, by design, most nurturing, loving, supportive, caring, not only teacher and guide, but practical caregiver. So some of us miss that. Maybe, in the time when my wife tells me that when she was an infant, it was in vogue that the mother should not nurse so much, or maybe not at all. I was like, I've never heard such a crazy idea. But at any rate, that detachment from the source of our nurturance eventually comes to all of us. Sometimes we're more than ready. It's like, have you ever watched as kindergartners are going off to school the first time? Some of you have watched from the mother's point of view, and you realize that there's like an anxiety that tearing away from the safety net of mother can be a little traumatic for a young child. But sometimes the kids are like, oh, I'll see you later, And eventually, once the kid realizes that he's safe in school, it's like, I can't wait to get there. But still there's that hugging, clutching kind of thing until he actually goes through the door and sees his teacher and his friends and stuff, or her friends. And so there's a process of gaining independence. And it started from when we came out of the womb of the mother. And the umbilical cord was cut. And then it continued. We gained independence and grew in our awareness. Hey, I'm not just my mom's child, I also belong to my whole family. And my community, I have friends in the neighborhood, and then, later on my horizons widen, and I realize that, wow, I'm a citizen of this town, this county, this state, this country. I'm actually part of the whole earth community. And we pledge allegiance to that greater body. No longer just our mother's little child. As our awareness of our belongingness grows, does our mother's love leave us? No. If we become a little runaway bunny and go up on the mountain high, our mother will be there to find us. If we are sailing away in the ocean, our mother will be there in the wind to blow us where she wants us to go. Now, maybe obviously not our physical mother, but let's go back further. Before our conception, there was that dream of existence, that the universe was our womb, and the creative power of life that brought together that sperm and ovum to start the seed of our human body. That power, that consciousness that dreamed this whole universe into existence, that mother, universal cosmic mother power, you could say, the spirit of life we were just singing about, that spirit of life is very much with us. It's animating every cell of our being. If that electric current were unplugged from our cells, runaway bunny, the Energizer bunny would fall over, and that happens eventually. This body becomes unplugged and it goes back into the compost heap. But while we are energized, while we are charged up, and while we were running around like the Energizer bunny, climbing up to the top of that mountain or sailing away on the ocean or whatever, that spirit of life is still surging through our body, animating, electrifying the grid of our nervous system, breathing the life breath into our lungs and causing our blood to circulate in our body and our heart to beat in our chest. And that mother power, the creative spirit of the universe, is still with us, and we are still her little runaway soul. Not just runaway body. No doubt our bodies have run away quite far from home by now. We've gotten really, really crazy in this world, and we're doing our darndest to tear the house down. If you look around, I think our technology and our corporate greed and so forth, we could all admit, yeah, maybe we've gone a little far from home. And that causes problems for all of us. And those who are less fortunate to build tall towers to insulate themselves from the ravages of the universe getting out of little harmony, at least this ball that's floating around the big sun. We've kind of messed things up, but guess what? That spirit has not died. That conscious power is still humming in our hearts. And those hearts that are still beating with that pulse of life, that power can work in those hearts. No doubt it's still working in the trees and in the oceans, and though no doubt all of nature's ecosystem is suffering from what appears to be a malignant growth on its surface, but it is very resilient and can repair itself if we offer our support. So we'll come to that in a moment. But I want to come back to the song, You Call Me. You're in every one, not only in our heart, but in every heart, in every living being, in every cell, in every atom of every molecule. That same creative power is vibrating. And the scientists who've gone into the mysteries of the subatomic particles have discovered that those particles, if you go deep enough, they don't really act like particles. They look like energy, vibration. But it still functions as ping pong balls bouncing around in space. Even though at some other level it's really just waves that are manifesting as all these different separate, seemingly separate bodies. So you stand like a king. That consciousness is aware of everything that happens in the universe. But you're servant of all. At the same time, that omnipotent power that brought the universe into being and could evaporate it all, but it's still sustaining everything and serving every one of us. You're stern like a dad and tender as a mother. That this power that operates the law of action and reaction lets us realize our own folly, maybe by having to suffer the consequences of the actions that we put into motion, and now we have the reactions. And that's a very stern and just law of action and reaction. But there's still the law of mercy and tenderness and grace that is welcoming us back into that fold of love. And waiting, you calmly wait, you eagerly call. You shine like the sun. Brilliant, just beaming energy. You're cleverly hidden, like the bunny hiding in the crocus. That jewel in the lotus is hidden in every single speck of existence, and yet we see it not. You rise above skies, you're lower than all. You hold the whole world. You're in every atom. You're always silent. You always call. You care like a mom. You watch like an angel. I love that image of the wind, the mother bunny as the wind blowing the sailboat of the little runaway bunny where she wants it to go. You care like a mom. This power is so much wanting us to come home, to live in harmony with all of our other family. But it also watches like an angel, ready to intervene if necessary, but giving us the freedom, the independence to assert our will, to go out of the house and to explore the world. You offer me help whenever I fall. God is not a silent spectator, it's been said. And that power is still there. You show me the way, you let me discover. When I feel lost, you hear my call. When we are down on our luck, maybe down on our knees even, and saying, oh God, what have we done? What have I done with my life? I made a mistake, okay? Please, I need some help. Is there anybody out there listening? Is there anybody in here listening? Because if that power is in the whole universe and we are swimming in this ocean of existence, of spirit, that same Spirit is swimming inside us. And so if we are just looking in the direction of love, even just taking that little turn from being so busy checking our email and doing millions of things, and come back to center and say, dear Spirit of life, come into my heart. That Spirit is right there before we even ask. All right. So I want to tell you briefly a story. I'll try to make it very brief. It was another one of those wake-up dreams. And in this dream, it was the whole theme of this dream was going to the source, the headwaters of the river, of the stream. And as I visited this river and bent down to scoop up some of this water, I realized that it was not just water, it was like elixir of life that was nourishing me at every level. And I felt such a reverence for that Spirit of life that moved in the river, that I in kneeling down to scoop up this water, I was kneeling down in gratitude for that Spirit of life flowing in this river of life that I realized is part of my own being. And then I had a journey to make toward the source of this river, and I had to travel across the terrain, this valleys and dips and hills, and I had to go around big rocks and stuff to reach the source of this stream. And as I went, I saw other pilgrims on the way, other travelers on a similar journey. And some of them were quite oblivious to the river or the importance of this precious stream of life. And they weren't taking care to keep the water clean even. And I felt sad that they were so unconscious, but I still had to make my journey. And if I could, maybe I could help awaken that reverence for life in them. But as I went along, I also found there was seemed like a wise person. He was a caretaker of some like flow of honey that was coming out from the rocks, a crack in the rocks. And he offered me one drop of that pure elixir. And it was like liquid light as I took it in. And I realized that this honey it wasn't really honey, it was elixir or whatever, that mystical substance that nourished me, just lit up my whole body with energy and wisdom. And then I still continued my journey, and as I traveled up the contour of the land toward this high place like a pass, where I could see that that's where the river was coming down from the headwaters, I realized this earth that I was traveling on was like my skin, and that one day I would become part of this earth also, and people would be crawling on my skin. And so I should walk with reverence and respect for this earth as well. And then as I was approaching the headwaters, I met another traveler who had come from a different area, and that person told me about something that they had heard in the news about a child that had been born, and they used the phrase, it was born and the mother died in childbirth, and this person described the mother, as he said, was unwed and unwooed. Those were the words that I remember. So this child, this infant, was like an orphan in the world, and was growing up in a world filled with chaos and confusion and heartless actions and disharmony in so many ways. And who's going to take care of that child? No doubt it was a ward of the state, maybe, because the woman had no family even around. And I realized that this is all of our child. It's all of our responsibility to take care of this child. And that was the message. And then I woke up. And I wrote down the dream so I could remember it and share it with you. So I think it's time for us to have a little meditation. And we have some very beautiful words from Thich Nhat Hanh to guide us in this inward journey.
And now, please settle in, relaxing in your chair. Feel your muscles relax one by one. Take a deep, cleansing breath and let it out. Take another deep, cleansing breath and let it out. And if that's your will, let your eyelids droop and the rest of you just settle deeply into your chair. Breathe in, breathe out. Beloved Mother of all things, I bow my head before you as I look deeply and recognize that you are present in me and I'm a part of you. I was born from you and you are always present, offering me everything I need for my nourishment and growth. My mother, my father, and all my ancestors are also your children. We breathe your fresh air. We drink your clear water. We eat your nourishing food. Your herbs heal us when we're sick. You are the mother of all beings. I call you by the human name, Mother, and yet I know your mothering nature is more vast and ancient than humankind. We are just one young species of your many children, all the millions of other species. Excuse me. Excuse me here, I'm having a technical difficulty. Just relax and keep breathing. You are the mother of all beings. I call you by the human name, Mother, and yet I know your mothering nature is more vast and ancient than humankind. We are just one young species of your many children. All the millions of other species who live or have lived on earth are also your children. You are a living being in the form of a planet. Dear Mother, wherever there is soil, water, rock, or air, you are there, nourishing me and giving me life. You are present in every cell of my body. My physical body is your physical body, and just as the sun and stars are present in you, they are also present in me. You are not outside of me, and I am not outside of you. You are more than just my environment. You are nothing less than myself. Dear Mother, my deep wish is to wake up to the miracle of life, for our survival, both as individuals and as species. We need a revolution in consciousness, a collective awakening. I promise to train myself to be present for myself, my life, and for you in every moment. I know that my true presence is the best gift I can offer to you, the one I love. Please rise as you are able, and we will sing the hymn, Water is Life. The words are in your enclosure. It might be just behind us, too.
So the chorus on this song is even simpler than the last one. So, and as a chant, sort of inspired by the Native American wisdom tradition, feel free to harmonize also as you feel. So there's no voice which is out of tune, because you're expressing your love for Mother Nature. Water is life. It's 4 times. Water is life. Water is life. Water is life. Now Susie and I have another part, and if you pick it up, you can join in on that, or you can just do the water is life part. Water is life, with Shawnee. Water is life, with Shawnee. Water is life, with Shawnee. Water is life. Let us welcome the rain clouds, bringing life from the sky. Let's give thanks for the water, without which we would die. Water is life, beneath with Shawnee. Water is life, beneath with Shawnee. Water is life, beneath with Shawnee. Water is life. See the miracle rain brings, quickening seeds in the earth, as the kiss of the Spirit give our bodies their birth. Water is life, beneath with Shawnee. Water is life, beneath with Shawnee. Water is life, beneath with Shawnee. Water is life. Hear the song of the river as it flows to the sea. In the water's reflection is our own purity. Water is life, beneath with Shawnee. Water is life, beneath with Shawnee. Water is life, beneath with Shawnee. Water is life. Hear the sigh of the ocean as it swallows our waste. Let's take care of our planet. It cannot be replaced. Water is life, beneath with Shawnee. Water is life, beneath with Shawnee. Water is life, beneath with Shawnee. Water is life. See the mist as as it rises back again to the clouds. Every thought, word, and action shall again come around. Water is life in me with Shawnee. Water is life in me with Shawnee. Water is life in me with Shawnee. Water is life. Water is life in me with Shawnee. Water is life in me with Shawnee. Water is life in me with Shawnee. Water is life. Water is life. Thank you all.
Thank you. We do not inherit the earth from our ancestors. We borrow it from our children. And as one final thought from Jane Goodall as I extinguished the chalice for the day, we have gone so far to go to realize our human potential for compassion, altruism, and love.
Thank you all. Go in peace.
Stand as you are able, as you are already, and we sing, Go Lift It Up.